Card modelling a finger joint. You'll need 2 bits of card. Make sure that the short edges match. The short edges should read 5 centimetres or thereabouts. First job is to measure 1 centimetre back from the edge. So you put the ruler with the 10 at the end and you make a small mark with a pencil at each end. A little bit like that. You can do that to both pieces, and then if you turn the pieces so that they're vertical as you look at them, you'll find it a lot easier. You can move the ruler up and you can draw one line, and then you can move the ruler up the other side, and you need to line it up with both little dots that are on the page, and you need to check with your ruler here and your ruler and your pencil here, and when you're happy that both dots line up, you can then draw a second line across. Once you've got the 2 lines drawn like this, we then need to draw the individual fingers in. So again, you'll find this easier if you turn the work back around so that they're like that. You'll need a ruler to mark 5 individual 1 centimetre fingers. Because I'm right-handed, I've got the naught of the ruler at this end, and I'm holding my pencil in my right hand. I'd obviously need to hold the ruler, but then I can make a small mark at 10, at 20, at 30, at 40, and I don't need a mark at 50. But crucially, to maintain my accuracy, I need to keep the 0 on the same side. So I still want the 0 on this side, and then again I can mark my second set of marks, just a single mark each time. And you put the mark on the ruler and you put it away. So you really want the ruler lined up quite close to the line so that you can put your pencil on the 10 mark and then put an accurate little mark just a little bit further away from the number. The next thing to do is to join up the lines horizontally. This can be quite awkward, but you need to do it on your own so that you don't need an additional hand. You need to hold the ruler down, and you need to do like the numbers before. You need to check that your pencil mark matches and your pencil mark matches. And when you're happy, you use your hand to hold the ruler down, and then you join the lines up with a pencil. When you come to moving your ruler, you don't want to move the cardboard, so you need to hold the cardboard down with 2 fingers. So if you put 2 fingers like that and hold the cardboard down, you can then use your other hand to maneuver the ruler. If you find 2 lines don't quite line up correctly, it's important that you try and get them parallel. So here we have 2 parallel lines. Here this one is parallel, but this one's slightly out. So I've made the ruler look parallel, and I'm going to draw the line across there. Because this is a matched pair, it won't matter, providing the lines in the middle join here and here. You can't have these lines not joining. There's my finished joint marked out. You can see that the lines across the middle line up quite carefully. So my lines here and here and here and here join up accurately. The problem is now when you're cutting out, it's very easy to cut the same bits out the same side. So we're going to mark these in as a zigzag pattern, as waste. So we're going to mark in 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and the last one here, so that we have a zigzag pattern of the bits that we're going to cut out. To mark the waste that we're going to cut out, we're just going to put 3 or 4 little lines like this, showing that is waste, and we're going to cut it out. You can see I've now marked my waste in, and it's very, very clear which bits of material I need to cut out. You can now either cut these out with a pair of scissors if you've got them, or you can fold them and tear them off if you've got a ruler, or if you haven't got either of those, you may have to leave it as it is. Here you can see me using a pair of scissors. You can see I've turned the scissors round so that I can cut along the lines more easily. Don't be tempted to go round the corners unless you absolutely have to, like in the centre sections. If you don't have a pair of scissors, use a ruler and a pen or a biro to score along the line here, and then move the ruler and score along the line here heavily, as hard as you can, pressing quite hard and several times with a pen or a biro. Once you've scored with your biro, you can then use your ruler and press your biro down, and then you can pick at this corner and you can rip it back, holding the ruler down firmly, and then you can tear that neatly along the line. Here's my joint now cut out. You can see the lower one is a little rougher at the edges where I've had to tear it out, and the top one is cut with a pair of scissors. You can now join these together in exactly the same way as a finger joint will fit. So you can pick these up and you can literally put them together. So here is my finger joint put together. It doesn't model the thickness of the wood because the card is so thin, but if we're using 9 or 10mm plywood, that would account for the length of these fingers that are sticking out. So the wood would come to here and be a full width. However, it's a good representation of the way the joint would work, and even without glue, if I pick it up, you can see there are very few gaps and it doesn't drop off. Presenting your work, you can stick your work in your book. The joints need to be slightly apart to show how they'll fit together, and you can stick one of the waste pieces of material in your book, and then next to that you're going to write me a sentence about why you've actually shaded the waste in. You notice that the bits that we wanted to keep, we haven't put any markings on at all, and we've tried to keep our pencil marks really, really light. So you're writing a sentence about why we've actually shaded that in and how it made it easier to cut out, and you'll need a title at the top as is shown elsewhere.